All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Young Link Jr. Again, once again, who is one of the best of the best. My boy, Dr. Big Might X, man. Yes, we coming in here with more political news, black community news, just self improvement, development, things in our that we're passionate about. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started, man. So, Dr. Big Might X, man, I
Yeah.
appreciate you on the show.
Thanks, man. Anytime, I'll always be here to support and help you out, man.
I appreciate that, man. So, this beautiful evening, man. I just want to go ahead. We're gonna get started. So, look at the title: "Good Ways to Help Build a Black Community." What are some of the ways you think it would be really good, building the Black community?
All right. Well, I believe what would be a good idea would let's see, like get kids involved when they're young. Like
Okay.
hopefully there's a school program and a church program.
Okay.
Hopefully that they're so close to each other that they intermix.
All right.
Like
Let's start with the church programs. Why is that important?
well, when I was young, I got to learn about the Ten Commandments, and um, not only when you study the Bible, you read, and if you remember the Bible, it was about learning things about God and learning different sections of the whole Bible period. But um, to me, what was important was you had to learn the ways of God, and a lot of those verses and commands like children obey your parents and floor, this is right. Because if you do,
Hold on, Mike.
life
I'm
will
sorry
go
to
well
cut
with
you off.
you.
Your mic is it's going in and out.
Hello, this is good.
It's like staticky. Say something now.
Is this better?
It's a little better. Okay, well, you
Okay.
continue.
If you yeah, if you honor your mother and father, the life will go well.
All right.
And you learn that when you're young, you making your goal, make your parents proud. You know, make sure you clean your room. Make sure you have a good attitude. Uh, listen to what your mom and dad say. And when you're out in public, you represent your parent, and you also represent God if you um, recognize that or not. Now, because nobody wants to get in trouble, and if you have parents that love you, um, they want to bless you, reward you, be proud of you. You know, that's when you start young.
Okay. True, true, true. And you can mention this. Even though I don't go to Russell like that anymore, well, when I come back home, but I love that church. And
Mm-hmm.
we grew up in the same church since we were 6 years old. And that is so key to me because they used to have, I think they still do have Bible camps. And we went to Circle White Ranch. We went to
Yeah.
Bear Lake near Chicago. They taught us archery. They taught us how to fish. We was doing
Mm-hmm.
cycling, canoeing. It was fun, man. And it was just one of those experiences that when I was little, I would never forget, man. I mean, networking, building with one another, helping each other
Now,
out.
why do we need those things?
And so, right. And the reason why I said this because, when you guys are the same, same type of people, and I'm far as like, the same skin color, that's very vital. And, you guys might be neighbors or anything. If you never know what that person know, that person can help
Yeah.
you get
Yeah.
where you need to be in life. So for instance, if you got a degree like in computer science or something, down the line, that person may connect you to get certain certifications, certain loopholes to help you connect with your goal. So you build those things by getting involved in certain programs. That's what I'm learning. And I use that example as far as like getting involved in church programs and a good church that invests in the community is vital because
Yes, I
you
like how
learn
you
to
said
develop
church.
different skills,
Church.
right?
Yeah.
And
Go
and
on.
that's why I commend my old church from that. And don't get me wrong, I have some good days and bad days at that church, but I would never ever in my life disrespect that church.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because even if I'm not a part of it anymore, the reason
Well,
why
I mean,
I say that,
you
no, no,
still
what I'm
gonna
saying,
always
I'm
be.
saying
It's
I'm saying
always
this, Nick.
home.
You're right, but I'm just saying as an example. If I was like, man, but I'm not one of those people. You know how they be involved in the organization, right? Because they no
Mhm.
longer there anymore. Now they want to bash it. They want to say, but like you was benefit off it for 10 years. What are you talking about? Now all of a sudden you're not there anymore. You want to,
Yeah, screw it. Yeah, yeah.
and that's the tip I hate. But going back to my statement, church programs is very key, and
Hmm.
yeah, that's a really one of the most important ways I feel like building that, because it's not even just being religious. It's more, it's just just
It's a
getting out of your
spiritual
comfort zone
family
and learning
that
things.
you can see physically,
Right,
but it
exactly.
takes time to build.
Right, exactly. And that's what we learn, and it got me actually interested in the Bible too a little bit. You
Right.
know.
And you got little what, let's say you would watch a Bible movie or Veggie Tales or whatever,
Hmm.
The Prince of Egypt back in the 90s or back in the late thousands, early thousands, would have watched it as a kid. And after the movie, you question time, you know, you'll get like prizes, candy, sometimes $1, or just whatever the prize was. Oh man, how'd you get that? Oh well, I answered the question.
Right,
It was like a competition. You
right,
know,
right.
that beats kids not getting opportunity, or kids having resentment, or just not being taught that they're loved. Now um, that is a big problem in the Black community. Like, and I know that's a problem in the world. Kids are very important to the world, and if kids aren't shown that, they become resentment. I mean, they become resentful, and they have resentment, and um, that's not good. And we need to find a way to change that in the youth.
Exactly,
You know,
exactly.
that
Like, what
causes.
what did you learn from? Because how long you been going to like these church programs? One part is like going to Bible camp. What-
I never went to Bible camp not once, unless
Okay,
we're talking about Vacation Bible School. I've
okay.
I've been a part of it twice, and then it's pretty cool. But um, my dad, he's a smart. He was saying, you know what? There's nothing for the boys, middle school and high school. They just carry on and do what they want.
Hmm.
Now there should be skills taught to them. Like back in the day, we had to always listen to what the teachers were saying, because we knew that mom and dad wasn't playing. We was gonna get a whooping or something, yelled at, because like we have to live with our mom and dad, and you like video games, you like snacks, you want to go to the movies, you want to
Hmm.
play the sports.
Right.
Mom and dad ain't happy, dog. You ain't finna play nothing. So you know, um, it's important to um, do what your mom and dad say. Now, Lord
True.
willing, you have a honorable mother and father, not just a vengeful and spiteful parent. But that covers from you know uh, elementary to middle school to high school. But things get different. When you get older, like middle school, high school. I was in martial arts, taught me self-esteem, confidence,
Martial arts.
helped me
Okay,
to
now let's
remember.
get into that. That's really key. So you can bring up the Cave of Delma if you want to. So the martial arts. So we touched on number one, church programs. Number two, you said martial arts. Now, why martial arts is so important?
Well, um,
You can tell me your story, what you learned, and what. Yeah, I just want your thoughts on
well,
that.
I've learned that martial arts isn't just for you to fight. Isn't just for you just to learn how to fight. Mentally, it teaches you self-control, confidence.
Hmm.
You're not a victim.
All right.
You are more than just um who you see yourself. You know, like you're not gonna be a victim, and that's good. Um, you're not gonna be bullied, and if you do get bullied, you know how to assess the situation. You
Okay.
know, and that is a big issue in public schools today.
Oh yes,
Um,
it is. Yes, it is. And a lot of children. I was talking about this too on my channel, that in order to eliminate bullying, people say you have to get into boxing, basically some type of form of art of fighting, because bullies typically do not fight people they know that's going to fight back. That's going to give them a challenge. They
yeah,
want to
it's like
pick on people that they know they can run up on and keep it moving. So
yeah,
that
they
shows how
debunk.
weak, right? That shows how weak they are. But
Yeah, weak mentally. Yeah,
yeah, even if you don't whoop their ass, if you put up a
come on.
fight and you compete, that person gonna think twice. Like, I don't know. It was kind of hard when I hit him. I had to suffer these type of consequences. I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, and that's the thing. And I took a little bit of that class back in elementary school. I took a little bit when I got into. Well, I'm still in the military. When I first got into my first base and whatever, I was taking Kempo a little bit, just learning this little Japanese type of form of art. Yeah, it's a lot of striking, and
Yeah.
due to my schedule and stuff, kind of had to stop taking it. But for the most part, I did learn some things for those couple months, and it's about, like I said, self control. It's all about when to use it, being calm, and de-escalating situations. And I had to say that, man, I did feel it did boost my confidence a lot.
Yeah, but it
If you have,
probably broke you down too.
bro, it did, bro. Now I'm like, bro, and my sensei is like, he's about 70 something years old. I'm like, this nigga. So he was like, all right, man, hit me. I'm like, oh, I'm like, okay, flash reflexes. I'm like, this nigga's 70 years old, but he still can whoop that ass. So
Come on.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm just keeping it real, and it's
No,
crazy.
it's cool.
You never martial arts is a thing that you don't know who knows it, if that makes sense. Like, it can be a regular person, like you can't walk.
Oh, exactly. Like
It's
you
like
never
like
know
a
who has a
bodybuilder.
gun.
You can tell somebody is a bodybuilder, but when
Yeah.
you at the average person who you see all the time, you would think like, oh, he don't know nothing. You run up on him, he knows
Yeah.
something. It's kind of hard
Yeah.
to to decipher who knows some type of art. It could be somebody that's like 5'2", can whoop somebody's butt that's like 6 feet, 6'7". You never know. And what I noticed about, and I'm gonna let you go into the floor about this, because you're like a black belt or something in Taekwondo. But what I
Yeah.
know,
I
yeah, but
was.
what I want to say is this: is that about martial arts, man, it does teach us that you don't have to have strength to know how to fight. It's all about technique. No matter how
I mean,
tall you are,
strength is cool,
but
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 yeah.
it helps. But it's not all. But no matter how tall
No.
you are, you or short you are, no matter your age, if you mastered the basic, the fundamentals,
Yeah.
you're a fighter.
You're right. Let's see. Yeah. Whew. Those days, man. All the punching, all the kicking, but
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, uh, my teacher taught me in the Cape Bellum, master your emotions because you never want your feelings to master you. And that is a big problem among this young generation, among
Wow, that's deep.
the kids. Like we don't know how to say no, or
Mm-hmm.
we don't know what we're doing in life. And that's why I don't believe when you turn 18, oh, I'm gonna just leave my parents because I'm a man now. I can do what I want. No, you're not ready. It's because there's a lot you learn. Like let's say for relationships, who you dating, who you considering to marry. It's like uh paying bills, fixing a car tire, fixing a clogged toilet, fixing a clogged drain. Um, are you ready for that? And going to getting back to high school and crossing into college. There's a bunch of different kind of programs, but um, when you're in high school, it's so important to have a youth group for like
Yeah.
church and school at the same time. And because when you have people who love you, care about you, and pray for you, and see seeing you grow up from like a kid to a grown young adult, a lot of things can happen successfully. You can learn how to be gentlemen, can learn how to be, young woman, or young woman of quality faith. Same with young man of God. There's more to it than just going to school, getting good grades, and seeing um, all these girls in school. Like, oh man, I can get her. I got this number. Blah, blah. It's like life
Yeah.
is more
It's more
important
of a
than just
culture thing. Yes.
um, finding out who you like and other stuff. I'm not trying to go deep into that, but um, I got to observe that. Uh, I think, um, let's say, give me some Detroit high schools, Rodney.
So you got Detroit Catholic Central, Renaissance, Cass Tech,
Cass Tech, Pershing.
Persian. Yeah.
Let's say you got 10 schools, but let's say 20 or 30 people are familiar with the church you go to.
Hmm.
And, let's say they're going to 11th grade year, and, um, everybody who went to that church, that all the schools we named, know about this conference called Impact. Now, I've talked about this before. Now, let's say you got athletes, you got people want to be nurses, people want to go into politics, people want to go into be a doctor. Let's
Hmm.
say they all first started to go to this um, college retreat slash conference. Now, yes, you're 11th grade. Yes, you just took your ACT. No, 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 no. It will be before you took your ACT. Conferences are usually in the um, uh, right after Christmas. Christmas, and let's say you're moved by it. You go to the conference. You learn so much about Black history. You learn so much about um, the community unifying
Hmm.
as far as education and just many other things like actually understanding what the Bible talks about, actually having a spiritual relationship with God, actually uh, talking with other people. Like, wow, we all from Detroit, but I didn't know that I could connect so well with these people from Atlanta, Tennessee, Texas, Florida, New Mexico, uh, Toledo,
Right.
Cleveland, Chicago. The list goes on. And if we can network market with them, who knows what will happen. Now, let's say you go to the same thing the first year in college. You reconnect with everybody you see. Um, now, before college, let's say people who knew the same people who went to the same church that went to the different DPS schools. Let's say you um, mentor to the high school that you went to that are sorry, it's a lot of money.
It's
Uh,
good. Take your time, man.
so
Then we're gonna try to
all the
break it
people
down.
who got to have the impact experience go back to their high school and say, look, now gotta act up right because look, this conference life is this conference is about life. It can change your experience and
Okay.
perspective on things. We're more than just, oh yeah, I guess I'll get a job at McDonald's or Meyer or Kroger,
Just for the bare
whatever.
minimum, right?
There's more than meets the eye. Like you're more than just um what your city is known for. We're more than just baby mama drama, baby daddy drama. We're
Of
more
course.
than just welfare checks. We're more than just uh, sports athletes and rappers. Uh, there's a lot of history that Black people have. We gotta remember who we belong to and what God we are, um, what history we have with our God.
That's
Because
true.
if we don't, we will be like the negative things we see on the news.
What I
Mm.
see what my uncle is doing, he's teaching Matthias, and he he gave him an opportunity to go ahead. What's up, like Von Kason? He gave his son of Matthias an opportunity to go ahead and teach Black history to sixth graders. And I thought that
Yeah,
was very interesting for him. Now Matthias is about what, 12 years old, I believe. And so 11 or 12 years old. And so my thing is, he's been homeschooled, parents, great teachers, great people involved in the church. That's one prime example, like just giving back and learning that knowledge. Like, okay, you don't have to be 30, 40 years old to make an impact in your community. You can be
right.
as little as 10, 11, 12. If your heart is in the right place. It can be you setting up a lemonade stand, right? Something that's a lemonade stand. And that shows and gives encouragement to people like, dang, I could be an entrepreneur. Certain
Hmm.
things like that. Those are good ways. It can be you as
Yeah,
cutting
yeah.
grass, cutting your neighbor's grass, taking your neighbor's trash out, being a good Samaritan. Those are good ways of being help building a community, especially the Black
Hmm.
community. You're ensuring trust, and now it's like, dang, I can actually trust this brother. Like he helping me out, even though it's something that's small. He's saving my time and frustration by taking his trash out. Thank you, young man. Little things like that. But when I seen that on Facebook, it was a picture of him just talking to him and teaching. That's just a beautiful thing because his dad's a teacher, and maybe one day he want to follow in his dad's footsteps. And it all goes back into parenting, you know. And not only that, other kids are getting knowledge about their history, he is learning something as well. He's developing an asset and a skill and the art of teaching. This is good. That's a
Yeah.
great way of building a community. Teaching. It's nothing wrong. Yeah, teachers should get higher wages, but at the same time, the money will come if you follow the passion. That's all it is. And so, and I commend my uncle. I talked to my grandmother. My grandmother, bless her heart, she was saying that she's gonna go to a ceremony. My uncle's getting receiving an award from the city.
Wow.
Yeah, he's receiving an award from the city for teaching, man, and actually helping and setting up programs to get young Black men that's fresh out of
Wow.
college or whatever, and with the teaching certification and going out and teach in the Detroit public school systems. And I
Yeah, he
think,
was my
yeah,
Bible study
yes, he
Sunday
was.
school teacher back in
Right,
the day.
being a Sunday school teacher, even though you might not get compensated for that, even if I did, I still will put passion in it. I will still teach them the basics of the Bible, why these characters in the Bible are important, all these type of things, man. Because I
Lessons,
feel like,
yes.
and I feel like, of course, developing that sense and all the six senses in the body and stuff like that, give them the visuals and the audio, all that type of stuff. Because a human being is not going to really invest into something they feel like it's worthless. It's no meaning. They don't know the purpose of it. I feel like if you go into the basics and go into understanding of and the mission, why it's driven, then you will have a little sense of purpose. You will have more respect for the subject at hand. And I think that's a good way to build a community. Teaching. We touched on martial arts. We touched on church programs.
Yep.
And yeah, but and some people say, well, I live in a single parent household. Well, you still should be able, as a parent, you should still be able, like, okay, yeah, it's difficult, yeah, but I'm gonna still get this man or this woman into, just good people, surrounding them with good people.
Yes, yes, yes.
You can do your
Uncles,
part.
aunties, schools,
Right.
coaches, all of
E-
that.
Exactly.
Uh, churches, mentors, because there's great people everywhere. And
Mm,
let me see. We talked about youth ministry. We talked
yeah.
about The name of the name of the ministry, Impact Movement .org. For like late high school and college kids.
Hmm.
We're the future, guys. We gotta believe it, and we gotta act upon what God has for us. Because if you don't, you will get depression, no success.
Hmm.
Senseless violence. Like we're made so much more than just that,
Yeah, I
and
agree.
we need to believe that because it is what we're destined for greatness. And when you succeed in education and go to those programs at church, growing up, you get to really make good friends. You get to see um, success. It's just good, man. Now, I say um, the black man and the black woman. There's a lot that we have to do, you know, because the black woman is usually the first teacher of the black child. And when you captivate them, show love, husband, show love to the wife, show love to the child. But when you already have the career set and have you're already taught how to be a good man through your mentors, your coaches, people who taught you martial arts, and uh, speakers from conferences or speakers from church, you are destined to succeed. You're
Hmm.
not gonna be just what the world sees you as. We're husbands, we're wives, we're kings, we're queens, we're children of God, man, and we're more than just uh, what they say we are.
That's true. That's true. Well, um, growing up in the household and taking in all that information, that's good. Developing skills, and thing is too, we gotta know to not be selfish. When we are
Oh yes,
giving back, yeah, that's another thing. If we see something that's less fortunate, like I told you about the Detroit housing crisis. I made a
uh,
video about that earlier today. We lost over 166,000 homes, okay, due to the increased property tax that goes on in the city. Now, according to the Correlation of Tax Justice, they are now they filed an action lawsuit against the city of Detroit. And we don't know if Mayor Mike Duggan is going to do anything about this, but I told you my cousins he lost two homes that he inherited because of the property tax, and it's ridiculous, and it's kind of hard to build wealth, and then you see other races of people coming into the city, like in downtown city, investing, has the money, all the wealth, and and replacing. I just think that's just it's a main agenda that's maybe potentially going on right now in the city of Detroit, and it's not good. Shouts out to Joanna Underwood. I talked about her. She's one of the spokesperson. She said she's going to school for law, and she was talking about these things. She goes in detail about the stuff that goes on in the district and the money that's just kind of be hidden from us. And I'm really the reason why I brought this up is because the politicians, man, our act in voting, us having a black
sad
agenda,
man.
that can really that can really make and break a community as well.
You're right. You're right. And it just made me think I forgot to get to the end point of um we talked about the kids, we talked about programs at church and school, we talked about high school and
Mhm.
impact movement. And let's say, remember I was telling you about people in the DPS went there, colleges,
Mhm.
Michigan, Michigan State,
Yes.
um Western, OCC, Oakland Community College. you know that's a community of people that you already know. Let's say you guys live closer in proximity,
Mhm.
correct? That's how you say it. Okay.
Proximity. Yeah.
Proximity. Um, uh, you will already have people who will support you. You already got a church who will support you, and you hopefully have people from your schools that you already um who know you and all that. And, you succeed, get your degree, or you entrepreneur. You you know what you know what you want to do, and you got people to support you. And when somebody like you, Rodney, who wants to go into politics, maybe be a mayor, maybe be a governor, maybe a city
Hmm.
council, you already have the people to support. Because why? You're still in the community, and everybody wants to be a part in your dream, but it's got to be organized right, and people got to support you the right way. And when you have love and respect and a good name, people will support you.
I totally agree with that. Totally agree. And so it's like in building that trust and like you said, the stuff that you've been going through, stuff that you do when you're growing up, is gonna pay off in the long run when you want to do
Right.
something heroic. Yeah, I completely agree with you on that sense. But I'm just saying like some things that it can be in our control, but it's just sad when you see those type of things like the poverty rate in Detroit is like 40% people in poverty. Is an 80% African American city. I mean, we have a lot of black mayors. We got a couple black mayors. I'm sorry, and and look at where we at in this particular moment. It's like, is there any type of progression that's going on in the community? And this is kind of the argument that some people have when they don't want to vote and get involved in things, and they decide to like just move. Let's go somewhere to the suburbs. Let's go somewhere into a different city and live our life there. Live normal. Let's live comfortably. Why invest all this heartache into a group of people that don't care about me? And that's another thing we have to kind of get rid of. Some of that
Yeah.
mentality.
Yeah. And when you start young
Yeah.
with like the little it's like a checklist.
Yeah.
You got programs for the young, for the youth, for the little kids, for elementary. You
Mm-hmm.
know, why is it important to honor your mother and father? But you know, it's hard to have relationships and hard to have marriages. You know, because they might have not been raised right, or the father wasn't ready to be married, or the father wasn't ready to have a kid. We have to um, um, do better when it comes to relationships,
Mm-hmm.
men and women. You know, it's not just we can't be self-serving. You mentioned that earlier. We have to
Right.
be more loving and more practical and be more what's the word precise in what we
Mm.
want in a relationship. Oh, well, okay, okay. She knows who she is as a woman. No, 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 as a person.
Yeah.
And then she knows that she should be treated like a queen. Two, she knows what she wants in a man. That's three, and she knows the career. That's four. Five, she wants to be with a great brother. That's did I say five?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's a great list. And when you can build with a woman um that has goals, let's succeed. And
So
in the
saying about building
entrepreneurship.
up the woman now, we can talk a little bit about that because I know we had a video about that before. So explain to me about that building up the woman. How can we get to that portion?
What, bro? What you say, Rodney?
How can we successfully build up the woman? Because I know we talked about that before, but
Oh, well, let's say,
mhm.
um, what kind of woman we talking about?
So someone that's a virtuous, someone that's
All
how
right, a Proverbs 31. Go on, brother.
okay. So we're not serving woman. All the lists that we talked about, stuff like going to church programs, sure arts,
Yes.
things like that can help build you as an individual. That's all gonna pay off in the long run because this is the
Yep.
type of stuff that we need to crush the narrative.
Yes.
media do portrays African Americans sometimes as the inferior person, this person that's just
Yeah,
all
or
stricken
we're
to violence.
lazy, or we're, it's
We
just
had
irritating.
exactly. We had. I don't know if
We
you
had
watched.
Black Wall Street, but y'all took it down.
Well, yeah, I was
Go
going to
ahead.
state this. I was going to state right, and I was going to state this. I don't know if you watched the Democrat debate or heard about it. Former Mayor Michael Bloomberg did not successfully talk about how stop and frisk was just targeting minorities.
What did he say about it?
So I mean, basically, he didn't really care about. I mean, it's like
Oh, he had no
yeah, he didn't
preference.
really defend it. He didn't defend the African American because it was pretty much like it was really it developed in New York, and it was just pretty much just cops was just stopping people,
Yeah, I remember that.
contrabands and all that stuff, and
He had nothing to say about it.
yeah, I mean, yeah, he really didn't have any type of claims about it or anything like that. So it was just kind of like, he talked about his success, but it really wasn't a
Brother,
message for the common
honestly, he
man.
really doesn't really care about that.
Well,
Honestly.
and that was the thing. I feel like he was unprepared for the debate, and you want the black vote and all this stuff, but I don't know how true it is when he said that African Americans see think of them as lazy. I don't think that's true. I don't know. I think that some people be writing stuff. Have to really look into that.
Oh yeah, articles, fake stuff. But hey,
Yeah,
um, I mean, look, man, most Democrats aren't really for us, so we should really just be focusing on,
yeah,
um, see who's the best out of both parties and pick for the way you would raise up your kid, because um we talked about a whole bunch of stuff that we can relate to the Bible. If we can't talk about the Bible, then we're in trouble.
right.
And not on some cooning stuff, guys, like on some real stuff. Like
Hmm.
the Bible is really about us. Slavery was not the first time we learned about it.
Right.
Ethiopia got a big, big Bible, book. We learned about Christianity first AD. But going back to relationships, we have to cultivate ourselves, be ready to take on. No, not take on. Well, to be with our significant other,
Yeah,
and
commitment.
uh, we would have to wait on the Lord. Like, hey, I'm praying. I got a job. No, no, I got more than just a job. I
Hmm.
know what I want to do with my life. Um, Lord, please send me the right woman, or be around the areas of a successful system. That maybe school, the bank, maybe grocery store, maybe library, maybe church,
Hmm.
maybe a conference for the youth.
Exactly.
You'll find them there. I, I used to say where are the good black women? I can't find any. Well, they're around, man. And we owe, I believe we owe black women our love, man, because I got three sisters, I got cousins, I got nieces, I got uh aunties, I mean my grandmother passed away 4 years ago.
Sorry to hear that. You pretty much
Last
want to,
year.
your initial motivation is that you want to show you that you can do it. Like you can make
Yep.
it. That's your, you want to make sure they're protected and they're okay, and that you can hold
Yeah,
your own.
not that they can't protect themselves, but it's like due to the history of what y'all been going through, we owe y'all some love, protection, and reconnection.
Right.
Because how can we build a community if our queens, our sisters, are not okay,
Mm.
and vice versa, brothers? We gotta work together.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's when it comes on to building that network. And
Hmm.
yeah, just building that network and continuously following this list, man. I mean, it's just so much potential that we can do. But I think this is like one of the basic fundamentals that we kind of touched on that needs to continuously be part of our nature, man. But it's pretty much what I have on that so far. And just leading by example too, man.
Yeah.
And creating wealth is as much as possible, and learning and understanding about money and how to transfer that to your family, and have the ability to set standards to maintain it. You know,
Yeah, man.
that's important as well. Because there should be no reason. I'm like, bro, like you mean to tell me you lost the house and all this stuff, land and having access to land and all this type of stuff. I think that would diminish a lot of crime too, man. If
Yeah,
people,
because we see ourselves more than just niggas and other
yes,
things. Like
yeah,
we're not thugs, man.
mm,
We're more than that. But if it's all we see, that is all we're going to be.
yes,
But
I agree.
it's not who we are. You know, there's a
Mm,
reason why white folks decide to take us.
yeah,
It's like we're special.
totally agree. Totally agree.
This was a really good video, Rodney. It wasn't
No
super
problem, man.
long, I don't think, and it came out straight to the heart. And we hit up a lot of topics. What you think?
Yeah, I did, and then we're gonna come back on here soon. Nothing crazy happened in the world, but we're gonna report this, man, and just do our best. And I'm gonna really stay tuned for more interviews. Hit me up. I'm Rodney9312 at gmail.com, please. I'm gonna go ahead and get this started, man. And if you wanted your story, whatever you come from, you feel like something that's extraordinary, I got you. Put you on this platform, and you're gonna have a voice. And this is the beauty of YouTube. We have a chance to speak our thoughts, have our own opinions, be successful like that. And this is what I commend. But I'm thankful for everyone. Thankful for you, brother. Coming
You
in.
too, bro. Thank you for having
Yeah,
me on the show, man.
I'm gonna bring you more here on the show. If you got other people, man, that want to come in on the show, man, for real, I can invite them as well. But this is a great one-on-one discussion here, and I truly love it. And it's going to get better. It's really going to get better.
Yeah, I believe, man.
Yeah, and I'm still developing the skills of interviewing and journalism. It's it's an art. It's an art form.
Yeah,
So
and we gotta what's the word? Have all the content and end it on time so everybody will be able to appreciate it at
yes,
its best. Yeah.
exactly, and that's what I need, and that's what I want, man. So I like engaging with my audience on developing that, man, and we're gonna keep moving forward. I'll be tired at times, but this YouTube stuff is serious to me, man,
I
and
know.
it is. So I love it. I love it, and this the best way y'all can support. Donate at the Cash App, Young Link Jr. And when I get the super chat going, that'll be good too. But thank you for the support, man, and just sharing this video everywhere. Is there anything you want to add, Mike?
Nope.
Okay, man.
Man. Thanks, bro. And
No problem. No problem.
I'll hit you up right after this call.
For
I'm
sure.
right after this.
All right, bro.
See you, man.
All right, man. You guys take care now. It's your boy Young Link. I'm out. Be sure to share the video.